Hello and welcome to the Bel-E and Scratch podcast. I'm your host, Bel-E.
And last time I checked, I am your co-host Scratch.
Yeah, you need to get checked.
Checked.
After what happened.
Yeah,
Well, we have our topic for today. Would you like to...
We have a topic.
Yeah, we have a topic, so,
We'll probably end up about, what is that,
What?
Oh, what was that thing about Kevin Bacon a few years ago?
You're talking to the wrong person in terms of... I'm not the biggest Kevin Bacon person.
No, there was like six... There was this thing about every movie is like six... Oh, what is it? I can't remember.
Your brain's fried. I don't blame you.
A little fried.
Would you like to lead us into the topic at hand?
That you could make six jumps.
Yeah.
To every movie being connected to Kevin Bacon or something like that.
I've never heard of that before.
Oh man, I know somebody's gonna comment on here, but you could take any movie and within six, depending on who was in it or the subject matter.
Yeah.
You could connect every movie to Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon.
Why him specifically?
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Now I know that, but
he's
been
in a
so has
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's been in a lot of stuff, but so is Gary Oldman and the guy we were talking about the couple podcasts ago.
Yeah, you could do it with you could definitely do it with Max von Sydow.
Yeah, him.
But I don't think you can do it with Gary Sinise.
Who?
Who?
I said Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. Okay, Gary Oldman.
Oh, you're in a way, aren't you?
I was in an accident yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this time it's his baby that got killed.
It's my baby, yeah.
Yeah, water's up there. I think that's water.
Yeah, it's water, sure.
All right, we are, careful there. Why don't you sit down there for a sec? Yeah, a couple weeks ago, it was, someone killed my baby, and now your baby's dead.
Oh, my baby's dead. Oh,
love that thing.
Oh, I had a Jeep. Had. Past tense, past participle.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was my baby. I was planning on giving it to my grandchildren. Jeep is life. Anybody that drives a Jeep, you know what I'm talking about.
Now, mind you, we mean the older Jeeps, not the little
if you have an air conditioner in your Jeep, it's not a Jeep, okay?
Yeah, that doesn't
count.
Call
me a snob if you want to, all right? I used to love these dudes, people.
Yeah, gatekeep it.
They would, be driving around in July and, have all their windows up and their rag tops zipped shut and, be waving at me because Jeep is its own tribe, and I'm thinking, you got your air conditioner on, and if you have an air conditioner, okay, yeah, I'm a snob, but if you have an air conditioner in your Jeep, it's not a Jeep.
Yeah, if there's one community that I've noticed that there's a lot of acceptable gatekeeping, it's definitely the car community. But yeah, you got a real bad wreck. Tell me what happened, because I didn't get all the details.
I don't know. I was just, and what's so strange about it is,
Oh, by the way, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus,
Yule log.
Hey. Whatever December holiday you celebrate.
Whatever winter solstice holiday that you celebrate, because that is exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that is.
We're going to scrape back the pop culture references.
Now.
And it's just different. And honestly and truly, and I know there's a lot of people that are going to be upset to hear this, but this is just different ways of celebrating the winter solstice. Some people call it Kwanzaa. Some people call it 20th century. Some people call it Festivus.
Seinfeld did that.
Yeah, Seinfeld did that. And in the 20th century, we call it Christmas. No, Jesus was not born on December 25th. Okay. Ooh, I know we're going to get some hate mail on that, but I'm telling you, no.
Pretty much every holiday on the calendar, at least in the West, has it, most of it is pagan traditions that has been circumvented.
Yeah, I mean, and that,
you may care for it, you may not, but that's ultimately what the reality of it was.
And if you're one of those people offended by that statement,
this show ain't for you anyway.
This show is for you, but you are supposed to be listening to it.
Yeah.
No, but it's the winter solstice. From my research and from my understanding, this has happened since before Noah. And yes, Noah did exist, and it isn't quite...
Joe, I know you're loopy.
But anyway, there has always been a celebration prior to the harsh winter.
Yeah, it's basically just food and family.
Food and family.
Because we said this a couple podcasts ago. Because back in the day, before God invented heating or whatever you want to chalk it up to, you more than likely
before Prometheus brought fire to man. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would die in the winter.
The winter took, if it wasn't for everybody talks about anybody that talks about the overpopulation of the earth should never, under any circumstances, receive antibiotics because it is the invention of penicillin that has allowed people to live longer.
Yeah.
The winter used to be the
winter used to clean house. That's what it used to be for.
For lack of a better example, winter used to even the scale, so to speak, as far as population wise.
Yeah, then technology and modern medicine caught up and said, "Hey, guess what? No,
we're going to make everybody live past the age of 42.
We're going to make everyone live past the age of 103.
Suck it.
Yeah. But you got into a pretty nasty incident on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve, 2020.
This year sucks.
This year sucks. But, what I'm enjoying about it the most is it can only go up from here.
Yeah.
It can only go up from here.
Yeah, I don't know if we've discussed this on the podcast. We probably have, but unless some major country powers get into fisticuffs, like a conventional army battle, what else is there?
What else is there? Yeah, there isn't anything, and that's definitely based on the recent November election. Definitely not.
Whether you're happy about it or not.
Whether you're happy about it or not, it's definitely not going to happen within the next 4 years. So hey, you got a little bumper.
Yep. Little buffer.
A little buffer.
Hopefully.
No, I was just driving to work, and what's so strange about it is I have to get up because of the type of job I have. I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Because of course you do.
And I'm going to tell you something. Unless you're in the military, there is no good reason to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's at least, under any circumstances year round, it's at least an hour before sunup. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you have a farm,
sure, but that's your business.
Or you're
Amish, I guess.
You're Amish. Don't ask me about the Amish.
Why? They're not listening.
No, no, they're definitely not listening. If they are, they're going to burn in hell. No, maybe a Mennonite will be listening, but Amish, no, you should not be listening.
Think you're really righteous? Think you're very hard?
And God bless those folks. I'm not making light of them. I'm not.
No. And it's good to laugh at yourself.
It is. I have cared for Amish people. They're good people. And that's a subject for another time.
Yeah, but you were driving to work at 4:30 in the morning.
No, I was driving to work at 4:30 in the morning, and there's this really uncool. There's this really uncool curve right down the road from my house, and I hit it probably about 5 miles per hour faster than I should have. And under the normal circumstances, I just kind of lean into it.
Yeah. But on this
day, I went into a spin, and my baby, a 93 Jeep Renegade, 5-speed, the greatest security device in the history of the 21st century, a manual transmission.
Damn straight.
That's right. I actually get out of it and leave the keys in it. I was like, there's nobody going to steal.
Who's going to steal it?
Who's going to steal it because you can't drive it?
Yeah, you can't drive stick. You can't take it.
So I went into this skid, and I started to fight it, and turned into the skid. And I think I was doing probably at max 35, maybe 40 miles an hour, but probably closer to 30, 35. I started to fight it, and it's a ragtop. It was a ragtop. Yeah, I got to talk about it in past tense.
I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. I'll cry later. And I started to turn into the skid and ride it, and then it dawned on me that I was going to have to be more aggressive in trying to ride it. And then it flashed through I'm in mid skid, right? I'm in mid spin. And then I thought about, I don't have any doors. I don't have any wind. Not that it would matter. I mean, it's a rag top, right? And so the first impulse was to fight it extremely hard and try to turn into it. And then, listener.
Yes.
A voice spoke to me. A voice spoke to me, and it said, "Let it go." And so I just kept my hands on the steering wheel, and I took my foot off the brake and the gas, or wherever they were. Yeah, the clutch.
You just removed everything.
I just pulled my knees back and just decided to let it, because those types of vehicle in that type of curve, because it comes in, you're in a down. It's a really peculiar curve. When you enter it, you're in a down grade, and you go through it, and you're in an upgrade, and trees on both sides, big deep ditches on both sides. Because we still have trees.
Yeah, I like those.
Unlike those people that talk about trees, and we love trees, but you don't have trees because you live in a place that's cut them all down. And
you didn't protest when they did that, now, did you?
You didn't protest when they did that.
But anyway.
Because you enjoy your view, Anyway, I'm not getting into that. It's another paywall thing.
Yeah.
White people. Anyway.
Hey! Easy. I know you're bitter and you're loopy, but chill. Bitter and loopy.
I'm going to get a shirt that says 2020 made me bitter and loopy, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. And this voice spoke to me, it whispered to me, and said, "Just let it go." And because any type of Jeeps will flip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They will.
They will, because they're not meant to go that fast, and they're not meant for those types of conditions. And I was in 2-wheel drive instead of, it was...
Maybe would it have mattered?
Yes, it would have.
Okay.
Well, this is the first, like today. Today, Christmas 2020 is our area. It is, so far as I've experienced, it is the coldest day of the year.
Yeah, which is weird.
So far.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I believe basically what happened was the rain came, actually not rain.
Sleet? Sleet
came, the top layer froze, and then there was a layer of water on top for the rest of the rain. And this voice whispered to me, "Let it go."
Because otherwise, if you flip that car, you have nothing.
If I had flipped that vehicle, yes, and everybody's like, "Well, you wearing a seatbelt?" Yeah, I'm wearing a seatbelt. I mean, it hasn't.
But you get flipped in a ragtop Jeep.
You get flipped in a ragtop Jeep. Something's done.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it'll kill you, but I'm just saying you're
in for it.
Yeah, you're not going to get out and walk away from it like I did.
Yeah, no, those types of Jeeps are not like normal cars.
No,
where,
they're not. They're not.
Actual, normal cars are built a certain way, so if they do flip, it's not going to immediately crush you.
Not necessarily, but a ragtop Jeep, there is a possibility of at least part of you ending up outside the vehicle.
Yeah.
And that flashed through my mind, and
you just let it go.
This voice whispered to me, "Just let it go." So I pulled my feet back and just held onto the steering wheel and just, so my baby is dead. It is completely totaled.
Yeah, you struck a tree and it went into a ditch.
I hit a tree. It pushed my engine back about a foot.
Oof.
And, and then it spun me around and I ended up in a really deep ditch. So, and then I got out of it.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part. I mean,
wait a minute. How'd you get to work? Who came and got you?
The matriarch of our clan.
Oh. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just had me sleeping near her phone. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
So, no, I have a job that I used to do ER nursing. Now I do dialysis nursing. And,
where you have to wear the paper burqa.
The paper burqa.
That's the only word I have for it.
Yeah, it's.
But you have to.
You have to. I look like a white. I don't know. I look like an abominable snowman parade float. I mean, I'm a big guy. I got this big paper jacket on. It's annoying, but hey, those are the circumstances that we are in today. And because of, you can only have so many patients per nurse.
Yeah.
There were people waiting in the lobby until I got there. And so, I know it's strange. Kids.
Yeah.
Work ethic wise, I could have taken the day off, and I don't think anybody. I mean, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve,
so
and you had a wreck.
Yeah, so the person that they were going to call in, the person that they did call in, obviously they had stuff to do.
Yeah.
And I could have taken the day off. I had plenty of PTO, paid time off. I had plenty of sick time. I could have done anything I wanted to. I could have went back to the house and laid down and went back to bed.
Before you change out your positions, you probably should cash that in.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Oh, I'm going to work it. Don't get me wrong. I've already told the boss, like, you know what, I could have just went back to the house and got in bed.
But no.
Because I am all that is man. And I went to work, so all the, there's so many people that would have been impacted by me not going to work.
Yeah.
And it's Christmas Eve, and everybody's got stuff to do, and
all that fun stuff.
And there wasn't a scratch on me. I mean, I'm sore, and I feel like I've been in the tumble cycle of a washing machine or a dryer.
You talk like it too.
Yeah. I'm still a little peeled up, and I am
quite literally
unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
But so these are good folk, and they had their own lives to live, and they had how it is. I don't know if you know this.
Me.
You.
Yeah.
My progeny.
Yeah.
Males, excuse me.
Don't mind me. I'm just trying to get the microphone so we can both be heard equally. Because I always have the issue of you being too quiet.
I don't know whether it's just genetics things, but human beings born
Yeah.
with a penis, they tend to shop later.
I have noticed that
Women are
myself.
yes is it's an interesting dynamic. Women are women. Excuse me. Human beings born sans penis tend to be more prepared and get things out of the way early. People want to turn it into a point of argument.
I don't know why.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way we're designed.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't.
as a species, I think it's way weird because I mean, when you see something that's universal,
yeah,
and it happens constant, it
yeah.
happens. Well, it goes beyond people's like, well, you need to change, and well, you need to be different.
But it happens everywhere.
But it happens everywhere, and it happens with everybody in every country, and every race, and every ethnicity.
And yet, you still have the problem.
And you still, well, see, here's the thing.
Not you specifically.
I mean, I don't really look at it as a problem. I mean, it's just, it's just the.
No, you don't have the problem.
Well, I mean,
other people want to make it a problem.
They want to make it a problem. I think it's just a natural dynamic that we run into. It's just a way we're. It's. I don't know if you remember this.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
You specifically.
Okay. What happened?
Those human beings born with a penis tend to be scanners. They can't see something that's right in front of them.
Can't see the forest for the trees.
Can't see the forest for the trees.
Okay.
And that's a pretty universal thing. Any type of group will bring this up, because folks born that way necessarily, they are scanners. I think it is an evolutionary element. I think it's an evolutionary dynamic where, just based on what we were, I think we are programmed to look for the predator. By being a scanner.
You scan for what moves.
Scan for what moves. Can't see what's right in front of you. Where
on the other side of
that, folks born sans penis have the ability to see immediately what's right in front of them. I think it is an evolutionary dynamic, because it's universal. Mm-hmm. It is universal. I don't care.
It probably goes back to that whole the hunter-gatherer aspect.
Absolutely. It definitely goes back to the hunter-gatherer before we became an agricultural and agrarian society.
It would explain why Ma can just pinpoint accuracy on just about everything.
It's ridiculous, but she can't see anything on her right or her left. But me, I can't see stuff that's right in front of me, but anything that comes in from the periphery, so to speak, I spot that fast, and I can guide myself and her and you and those sorts of things.
And bro.
Yeah,
I think bro and I have a combination of both.
I think you do. I think you have a pure combination of both. So
you had the wreck.
I had the wreck.
You want to talk about what happened to Miss Matriarchy there?
Oh yeah, I mean, you talk about a convergence of the force.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was like Jupiter and Saturn.
Definitely Jupiter and Saturn hand clapped.
They high-fived each other for a day, and then they just
and they kind of slid apart.
Yeah. There was something.
The last time every 800 years?
Something like that. Something happened on Christmas Eve. You got in a slid, but you walked away from it, and I went, okay, sucks about, the Jeep. And then... when it happened, she was very concerned, the matriarch of our clan. Yeah. She was very concerned for me, as obviously, as any partner should be. Yeah. Would be, could be, maybe. Hopefully. And if they don't have that concern, you might consider looking for a backdoor exit. Not that backdoor.
I don't know. One of the first, it's just one of the first things that came out, and I don't fault her for this because I would have been I would have done the same thing because I'm like the first thing that comes out of my mouth is bullshit, you know, because I think I'm smarter than everybody.
No comment.
She was like, I don't see any ice. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You know, I've hit this, you know, it was a little, I mean, I've hit this curve in the rain.
Yeah.
Much faster.
I mean, it was sleet and rain.
It was sleet and rain.
Cold.
There was definitely some ice. And I was like, you know what? I hit a patch of ice. She was like, I don't see any ice. I'm like, okay.
I don't know what to tell you.
And then about 2 hours later,
yeah,
when she was driving somewhere,
I think she had bro in tow, but I ain't too sure.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't involved.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Yeah. There was one of her coworkers' daughter.
Yeah.
Wanting to learn to crochet.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Which my partner, the matriarch of my clan, does at black belt level. Yeah, really.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, holy Christ.
And she was just heading on over there.
And she was heading on over there, and she came and she drove under a bridge, an overpass, not necessarily a bridge, but she got off a road and went onto a main highway that anybody can see on a map. And drove under a bridge, and without even touching the brakes, went into a 360 spin.
Yeah.
A patch of ice caught her.
Caught like 3 other people too.
It caught 3 other people too. I mean, she could see in her rearview mirror while she was, you know, doing I don't know what's the. I don't even know how to spin that into something funny. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she just starts doing a flat. If you're a Top Gun fan, a flat wing spin. She is basically doing the vehicle she was driving. Do-si-do.
I don't know. Yeah,
goes into a 360 spin, which is obviously on a main highway.
Yeah,
main highway.
Main highway.
A main highway
slams into the wall.
Slams into the edge of the overpass while there are 18-wheeler Mack trucks bearing down on her. So I feel, honestly and truly, I feel worse for her because, you know, once again, we go into the, you know, you leave the incidents up to the viewer's imagination.
Sure.
So she had to not only take me to work, and then she had to drive back past the accident site where it happened to me while the tow truck was pulling my vehicle out of the situation it was in.
Mm-hmm. Then 2 hours later.
And then 2 hours later, she's in a flat spin.
Yeah.
Over, and then, you know, just takes her tail light out. But if traffic behind her had not yielded or been paying attention, you know, I mean, imagine yourself driving down the busiest highway that is the busiest federal highway that is near you, and imagine going into a situation like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that gets people killed.
Yeah, that does.
And so she had to relive it once again and experience it personally. That kind of messed her up. She's still kind of dealing with that.
Oh yeah, she's in a lot more pain than you are. And
mentally.
Yeah.
Now physically, I feel like I have been beat with a baseball bat
of
that
course.
Was the size of a redwood. But
and then there was me, who I got off work early and decided to pick you up.
Yeah.
Because I figured, you know, they'll be fine.
Christmas Eve, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Except what I didn't anticipate was stressing myself out because because here's the thing, the coincidence of not just you, but her getting smashed with ice on the ground, and then I have to contend with the fact that just a month prior, more than a month prior, I also was in a major car wreck.
A head-on...
the head-on collision.
Head-on collision that you were involved in where the patient...
Patient.
I'm
The dude...
I'm such a nurse, I swear.
Where the dude, he drives away.
He drove away.
Yeah.
You bastard. If I ever catch you on the street, brother, I'm going to mark you up, man.
I don't even know if I would... I don't even know if I would recognize the guy if I saw him.
I'm going to jail.
I know.
Yeah.
And then I had to contend with not just those factors, but I also had to think to myself, is this the day I'm going to have to make good on that promise?
Well, I mean, if you think about things, I mean, I'm going to tell you something. There's an old proverb.
Mm-hmm.
It's attributed to many cultures, but it is an old Arab, Middle East Arab proverb.
As
And
opposed to a Middle East Chinaman.
And people always say, things come in threes. Okay, here is what the proverb is. It says that if you see it once, you'll never see it again. If you see it twice, you will see it again. That's what basically the breakdown of what the proverb says. And I know that sounds kind of hokey.
But for some reason...
If you see it once, you'll never see it again. But if you see it twice, you will see it one more time. So, people say, things happen in threes.
Yeah.
So you were number one.
Clearly.
And I was number two. And then
she got the royal flush.
She got the three of a kind.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to her because she doesn't, you and I are wired to process things differently. I'm not saying better.
No,
not at all. I used to say that, but I don't because now I'm, a little older, not as much of an ass, believe it or not.
Thank God.
Thank God. And, so, I honestly and truly, I feel for her the most because, the possible reality. Because,
excuse me,
when you and I get past something,
yeah,
we were able to say, I lived.
Yeah.
I can get past it. Honestly and truly with her, and I love her with all my heart, she will be haunted by this for weeks, maybe even months to come. And I will do my best to try to assure her that this episode is over. Because 2020 sucks.
Yeah, this sucks.
Okay. So we've got one more week of 2020.
Thank God.
Thank God.
But I was just freaking out when I was trying to go to pick you up because I kept thinking, am I gonna have to make good on the promise I promised myself?
Well, see, you know what?
Because I said, you know what? Next time I get into a major car wreck because the guy he freaking bailed out.
Yeah.
No insurance.
Like a punk.
Yeah, like a punk. No insurance. Just left the scene. Left me in pieces. And I basically said to myself, okay, you know what? Next time something like that happens, I'm just gonna get out of the car and stab the other person, because it'll be quicker. It's like, hey, I'm sorry, take my car. No! Because it's just faster. And I kept thinking to myself, when I was coming to come get you, I was like, am I gonna have to make good on that? Am I gonna have to do that? Because it's Christmas Eve, everyone is just driving around getting the last minute's presents, food, and
there's water and ice on the road.
Yeah, and no one seemed to care. And I just kept thinking to myself, if someone totals my brand new car,
Jareth.
Yeah, if someone decides.
I like Jareth.
Yeah, you like Jareth.
Jareth's nice.
Yeah,
man. Jareth's sweet.
Yeah, my car's nice. Yeah, if someone totals Jareth, I'm gonna kill them.
I'm gonna kill.
Like, yeah, that's it.
Not with kindness either.
So
Yeah.
And we're driving around. I get you. We're driving around getting all the other stuff.
I'm just gonna put it out there, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen.
Whatever.
Yeah, what's its and what's that's, whatever personal pronoun that you prefer.
Anyway.
Whatever gets you to January 1st, 2021, hey, hallelujah.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. And be thankful. Be grateful and be thankful. It's been a rough year. Historically,
Yeah, they're going to be talking about this.
They're
going
to
to
talk about this. Listen,
and you know what?
Talk about this 500 years from now.
And you know what? The weirdest part about this is something that is vaguely. This is like probably unprecedented.
Yeah.
Every time there is like a record-breaking illness or series of disasters.
Yeah.
Yes, there have been recorded events like journals and maps drawn and diary entries and all that. Here, with this year, we have video footage. We have audio footage. We have people's records and account. This podcast, other people's videos, other people's podcasts, videos of people's lives.
Yeah.
We have a substantial amount of evidence that this year sucked.
Well, I mean, you know, and this goes out to the listener.
It blows my mind.
You know, allow don't take the dark spin. See that, you know, whatever situation you're in, you know, as long as you're, you know, and there's people that are homeless and powerless, and
yep.
I mean, if you're
it's not good.
Count your blessings, people.
Yes.
Count your blessings, okay?
Try not to get enveloped in negative thought.
No, I mean, because you know, it's easy to say, but it is something that people, you know, find that thing, find that substance, substance. No, that's probably not a good word.
For you, at least.
Yeah, exactly. Find that dynamic that allows you to
spin at peace or something?
You're still here.
Yeah. Everybody's here.
And we're still here.
Yeah.
Because if you're listening to this, especially in the future, this time machine that we are creating, that 20 years from now will still apply, and I will be master of the universe.
Hail Ming!
Kneel before Zod. That will,
No, I get
your people. If you're listening to this, you hear this.
Yeah.
Please find peace in the fact that you are still here.
Yes.
And you are still breathing, and just find peace and strength in that, please.
Yes.
Please.
Especially after everything that has happened.
Yes.
Because we are built to survive as a species.
We are. I mean, you don't get to the top of the food chain by accident.
No.
Okay, we are designed in a very specific way to
live,
potentiate the species, so to speak.
You have to live.
Live. That's important. The word live. And stop. And there's so much. Pop culture and the media. I used to think that hell was only for lawyers.
Well,
and it still is. In my opinion, 90% of you bastards, you know who you are. But the media that is just scaring the crap out of everybody, and they try to, you know what's so strange? They try to take what they're doing and wrap it in the nice, frilly, just like taking a box, Christmas present, but instead of something you got at a sharper image, you put you get some dog crap off the lawn, and put it in a box and wrap it in some nice.
Yeah,
and that's basically what they're doing. They're taking this dog crap off the lawn. They're wrapping it in this nice, pretty packaging, and they're just scaring the crap out of everybody. And they should be ashamed of themselves. No, it's not. No, it's not. And they, in my opinion, they're creating a problem worse than the one that already exists.
I mean, it's not doing them any sort of disservice.
I don't think so. I mean, if
less people are watching the news now than ever.
I mean, let's call it what it is. Okay, if you're just reporting what's going on,
that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
okay?
No, that's not the problem.
But if you're taking everything and turning it into clickbait,
which unfortunately is just how things operate nowadays.
That's how you grab people's attention. To me, and I don't care about political party. I don't care about what your political, social, cultural ideology is. if you're doing things like that, now there's a dude that's on one of the major networks, one of the morning shows. It's from a town just 30 miles up the road, and I'm talking to you, brother. And I know, you don't know this yet, brother, but I have already been told by the powers that be that whisper to me that you and I are going to be having a conversation one day. I'm going to rain on you when we get in the same room and the door's closed.
Hey.
Yeah, I know, a paywall.
No, not just a paywall. You might want to adjust your tinfoil hat. I'm not saying you can't say stuff, but we're not Alex Jones.
No, we're not.
Because that dude is enough crazy. He, in my opinion, he's proven to be right about some things.
Oh my God!
But holy Jesus!
I'm gonna tell you something. People have discounted him for a long time. You better pay attention.
Yeah.
Because what he is, hey, maybe the majority of stuff he said has been inaccurate.
Yeah.
But what he's been some of the stuff he has said has come to completely fruition, and I'm talking about Assange. I'm talking about Snowden. And
however you feel about that.
Well,
anyway.
The thing about it is, it's unfortunate you have to act like a crazy asshole to get people to pay you any attention.
Which is, yeah.
If you discount him and it's kind of what we talked about, the MIB scene where they go and look in the National Enquirer.
The hot sheets.
The hot sheets, yeah. He's definitely the hot sheets. Yeah. I'm not saying you, but anybody that doesn't listen to what this guy is saying, because you got to be a little crazy to say the truth that is going on in the world right now.
Mulder!
I'm not saying it's all true.
Where did Mulder go?
It's kind of like, okay, let's put it in the terms of lottery numbers. If you knew somebody that was giving you 10% of the time, they were giving you correct lottery numbers that would win you money.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you listen to them?
Because they're right 10% of the time.
Right.
Which is better than zero.
But anyway, that's a time. That's another subject paywall for another time. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we don't mean to stop block any of this stuff, but paywall for that extreme stuff, because YouTube and the Facebooks. And
I don't want to wear tinfoil hat. That ticks me off, man. Listen, and we all go back to the whole classic and romantic mindset. Don't tell me about what's going on in the world. Well, I don't know how to talk to you then. I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah. Yeah, this is typically why I try to drag us into pop culture stuff. It's not because I don't care or don't know what's going on. It's just you've made it impossible for us to talk about anything else.
Impossible, absolutely impossible.
This is why Gen Z is so nihilistic, because nothing matters.
Listen,
what was everything's been stripped away. You gotta hide everything because you want to ask questions. I want to ask questions.
People don't understand is when you start thinking about, I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be I don't know.
Individual?
What if I was to say that you wanted to be a non-binary furry?
That exists.
It does exist.
Yes.
And that's what's so sad about it, is because the reality of what's going on in the world threatens so many people's worldview, and that they have to turn themselves into a cosplay accident.
Well, not per se a cosplay accident. There's nothing wrong with Hey, chill. Mike's too hot. I'm not saying you can't play. I'm not saying you can't. Just chill. No, it's just ow.
Take that.
Oh, my ears. It's not. There's nothing wrong with cosplay. It's just
no. There's nothing wrong with cosplay.
Everybody wants to be the hero of their own story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and
cool.
That's kind of what different people's interpretation is.
Yeah.
Some people, they want to be, regardless of who you are, what you are, they want to be the stoic badass. They want to be the, head over heels in love heiress or whatever. They
Savior? Savior?
I guess that's a thing.
Don't they want to be the hero?
Something. They basically want to feel special because for various reasons, either they're upbringing or the media or whatever, they've been brought to believe that they aren't special. Hence why Gen Z, millennials and Gen Zs especially, feel so nihilistic. I know I feel nihilistic, but it's more because I'm angry.
And you were raised to feel that you were special.
But I'm nihilistic because I'm just angry in general. Some people, they feel nihilistic because they feel that they don't matter. So the whole, I surround themselves in fiction and fantasy. Yeah, that's it.
Right. It isn't necessarily something that you should. There was a time that I looked at these people with frustration and anger, but now I look at these people with pity.
Yeah. And that's kind of why they get really irritated when you bring certain topics up, is because it violates the rules they've set up in their own head.
Right.
And they don't want to go against that, because then they got to make new rules. And it's kind of like, I'm sure you've met this person who, for various reasons, whatever their upbringing was.
Right.
I think you were this person, but whatever. They worked. Stay with me.
All right.
Okay? Stay with me now.
Sure.
Basically, someone was brought up a certain way, and then, for one reason or another, maybe a bad accident, someone they trusted told them something, they read something, they saw something, whatever.
Right.
A sentinel event.
Sentinel event, yes.
And then after this particular event, they basically have to, they gotta take their entire life, everything they've known since they were born, and throw that out the window and start over.
That's tough when you do that.
Exactly.
That happened to me.
There's like, I feel there's a subconscious part of ourselves where nobody wants to do that.
No.
So,
and
that's
the
why
thing about it is...
That's why people get violent when you start or either aggressive or violent, depends. That's why when you inject things into it, it would force them to start over.
Well, status quo has been my experience before any of this stuff happened before the 21st century. I would see people, that's called your 30s.
Oh.
Okay, you're raised in a particular way. You spend your 20s trying to live a life based on the definitions that you were given in your childhood, in your younger years. And if you're intelligent, and I don't mean that as a slam. I just, you hit your 30s, you realize what you've done for the last 10 years or whatever since you've been on your own legally since the age of 18. You realize doesn't work.
Yes.
So you spend 10 years spinning your wheels, and then you hit your 30s. And then you begin, there's a lot of enlightenings that take place in your 30s because you spent 10 years spinning your wheels and not really accomplishing anything.
So now you got to start over.
And a lot of people are angry about that.
Yeah.
And, you got two choices. You can be angry, and it's okay to be angry, okay? Yeah. We all deal with it, okay?
Yes.
There are dynamics in every culture and every society that are off base. That what you don't realize is your parents, and I don't think they do this specifically on purpose, although some do, because all they do is try to validate the choices that they've made by making the children make the same choices.
You guys suck.
Yeah, you guys suck. And
I used to have to deal with those people in public school. The type of people who
and then you kind of have to and that's why you have people you meet people in their 30s that are nothing like, I mean, absolutely positively nothing like the person that you knew in their late teens, early 20s.
This is why anytime I'm actually kind of looking forward to my first high school graduation get together. The high school reunion, class reunion. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Because I want to see what those guys are like now.
And, listen, there's nothing wrong with being a train wreck, people.
No.
As long as you figure it out.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
And you say, what I've been doing here hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, I'm going to try something different.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
with it. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? But just become the worst thing you can do is to be a train wreck. And listen, there's a couple of people, and I can name them by name. There's a couple of people that I graduated high school with back in the 80s to this day.
Yeah.
They were a train wreck then, they're a train wreck now, and they just refuse to let go of the dynamics that make them and their life and their relationships a complete and total bust. Okay?
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Yes.
Okay. All right. There's nothing I can't listen.
I'm listening.
Nothing will endear you more to people around you for you to go, you know what? Maybe that was wrong. And I'm going to try a different approach.
Yes.
That, and that makes you transparent. That makes you human. Okay. And it's the ego that comes in and corrupts people.
Yeah.
That makes them hold, you know, what is, I mean, it's been attributed to Einstein, the whole, you know, the definition of insanity is do the same thing every day, in and out, and expect
a different result. That's the definition of insanity. I don't know if Einstein said that, but whatever.
You know, it's been attributed to him. But what I'm saying is, you know, what doesn't work, it doesn't work in your 20s, and it doesn't work in your 30s, it doesn't work in your 40s, because it never works. Okay, there is no shortcut. You have to fight your way, and it happens to everybody. I mean, we've all been handed dynamics, interpersonal relationship issues that just don't work. They don't work.
Christ.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's realizing, you know, it's like I've said this many times, you know, it's like a child grows up watching one parent beat the other. I mean, you have to get to a point where you understand in the whole learned behavior, you have to understand that there's something wrong with this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do something different.
And that's fine.
Okay, it doesn't matter, and people get, you know, and I know people do get down on themselves. Well, I should have figured this out 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
No. The fact that you figured it out. Ever. Is what's good. And that will, people will think that I'm this, or people will think that I'm that. Just let it go. Just understand that, you know, once you realize what it is in your past that was dysfunctional. And you fix it.
Or at least attempt to fix it.
Yeah.
That's what draws respect.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody that laughs at you for
trying to change,
guess what? Guess what? They're in agony. They're in hell. They are in the middle. Because any human being, and it doesn't matter about pigmentation. It doesn't matter about what type of equipment you were born with or without.
Take it easy there now.
A human being is a human being. And anybody whose respect is worth having will see you and say, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good for you.
I mean, humans are built for adapting and
change. They are the most adaptable species on the planet.
So the fact that it's frowned upon to change aspects of your brain chemistry or personality because you find something that doesn't work and you try to change it is just fascinating to me.
It is.
Mulder didn't die for your sins in order for this to happen, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just waiting to bust that out on somebody.
You know,
people's like, Jesus died for your sins. Mulder didn't die for your sins. Give me the aliens or whatever.
Skinny tie. But yeah, I mean, come on, people, come on. And the thing about it is that there's a lot of people that are hearing this right now, and you're on the border, you're on the bubble, and just what do you want? Okay, I mean, this is basically what you're dealing with. You got the ability, because you become self-aware of what's going on. You've got the ability to change, and it's not really a change, it's a transition, it's a growth, okay? Look out your window. There's a tree out there that's probably about 5-10 feet tall, and 20 years from now, it'll be 30 feet tall. It's not a change, it's growth.
Metamorphosis?
Well, not necessarily metamorphosis. Well, I mean, metamorphosis, the connotation.
It's kind of an extreme example,
metamorphosis, the word is an extreme, but it doesn't but it's not not necessary. I mean, I guess every change
Is a metamorphosis.
Is technically, definitively, is a metamorphosis. But don't be afraid. You think, oh, well, if I change, oh, if I do something different, people are going to think I'm a fool. No. If you continue down the road of something dysfunctional,
then people will think you're a fool.
Then people will think you're a fool. Then your peers and your social media circle, then those people will think you're a goofball because you continue to hold on to something that is, there's a difference between if you're out in the middle of an ocean, there's a difference between a flotation device and an anchor.
Yes.
Let the weight go.
I suppose when we start doing the paywall stuff, we might actually discuss how to recognize stuff that is dysfunctional.
Yes.
And how possibly to change it.
If you keep hanging on to stuff that, I used to hear this from a couple of people like, well, that's just the way I was raised, so that's the way I am. You need to get rid of that mindset.
Yeah, it's not going to help you, bro.
It doesn't serve you. It won't serve you, okay? You need to say, you know what?
And you know what? You should also not have kids either, my dude.
Yeah.
Because we don't need to perpetuate that.
These dysfunctional people do have a tendency to create dysfunctional kids. Well, there's a lot of that going on, especially all these white folk and the first world problems. But what I'm saying is,
that's why I have to wait for the upcoming generation.
Allow yourself to be wrong.
Because that's okay.
That's okay. It's okay to say, you know what? I fucked up. I made the wrong decision here.
Said the wrong thing there.
Said the wrong thing there. Did the wrong thing there. And I see where it comes from. My life, and it isn't always a familial thing. Sometimes it's a situational thing.
Either way,
and just say,
I messed up, bro.
I messed up. This dynamic that dominates me at this time is causing my life to be dysfunctional. So I'm going to change it, and I'm going to be. Because once again, we go back to you can't grab the next rung on the ladder until you let go of the one that you're holding on to. And sometimes, and there's a lot of people, and I've done this myself. I'm not telling you, oh, what you need to do because I'm sitting up here, brother. I have mistaked my way through life. I have screwed up my way through life, and you have to get to a point where you realize some things just don't work. It doesn't have anything to do with who it came from or the fact there's a lot of people that think because I do it, that makes it right. You better get rid of that mindset if you want to get functional and live, especially today.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a time, and I can tell you, there was a time, I was born in the 20th century and lived to the latter half of the 20th century. And you could get away with that type of mindset, but in the 21st century, with everything that's going on the globe right now,
you can't.
If you want to be happy, you can't. You just can't. Okay, I'm not trying to tell people what to do. My heart goes out to people. I myself have struggled with all of the above. And I've got a witness here in front of me that'll tell you the same thing.
Hi.
I have struggled with all of the above, and you just and you know what? Allow, and here's the thing. Seriously, I mean, we put a lot of glib and a lot of laughter and a lot of things. Allow yourself to be wrong, and allow yourself to be transparent. And allow yourself to apologize for things that you did or thought or paths that you followed.
Yes.
That were non-productive, and change.
Yes.
Okay. I would rather people think. Well, he's not all that, and he's not that smart because he's done this dumb stuff. Versus, he keeps doing this dumb stuff, and he's a fool.
Yeah.
Okay. I would rather people around me say, well, you got two choices. He hadn't figured it out and he's still a dumbass, or he figured it out and he's learning every day. I think that's fair.
That's fair.
I think, and that honestly, once we go back to the whole,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we're the most adaptive species
Yes.
on the planet.
Yes.
That's important.
Will this be on the test later? I'm not trying to make light of what you're saying. I'm just
No,
I've just kind of been sitting here for the past hour, and I'm like, yes,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
smart ass comic here.
Yes.
Or comment. I am hilarious, and you will quote everything I say.
Right.
All that stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I can dominate because I'm the last recipient of a traumatic event.
Yeah, that's kind of what the
And,
whole point of this
You
was.
have to give me my soapbox.
That's fine. That's fine. You will get plenty. No, dude, you will get plenty of soapbox when we start the Patreon thing. Hopefully.
Oh.
At that point, we might even let you just do solo stuff.
Woo!
But we'll get there. We'll talk about it. We're at the moment we're just trying to find our audience, trying to get better equipment. But other than that, the content's good. That's what makes me happy.
Hey, good conversation is good conversation.
Now,
Yeah.
I want to talk about something that has been making me something past. Oof. Oh.
Don't hurt yourself.
You shut up. Oh. All right. I want to talk about something. It is something that's been gnawing at me, which, based on what I'm about to say, is a very appropriate phrase.
Uh-huh.
All right. Backstory.
Uh-oh.
I have been basically just binge watching the X-Files because it's on streaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like it. Never thought I would, but
That's
I
cool.
started from the beginning. I must have hit some really crummy episodes or episodes where there was plot where I just kind of went, huh?
Well, you can't
What's
hit a
going
home
on?
run every time.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No. So I just probably just had bad luck most of my life, but then I started from the beginning. I just was patient with it, and then it just picked up.
Be patient, people. Be patient.
Yes. And here's what happened.
Yeah.
Between, I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast, because you and I, we talk in real life.
Yeah, that's true.
Between seasons 5 and 6 of the original X-Files, not the reboot,
Right.
there was apparently a movie.
Yes.
And I know that because once I rolled into season 6, it's like, previously on the X-Files.
Previously on the X-Files.
And then at first
what?
No, yeah, hang on. At first it showed what happened in the last episode. Yeah, okay, the kid and the goddamn smoking man, whatever. And then it shows a building being blown up, Mulder and Scully being attacked by bees, and Scully is in a coma or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? That didn't happen! That didn't happen. Who blew up that building? Why are they being chased by the bees? Why is she in a coma? Is she okay?
Yeah, you think you're annoyed. I drug your mother to that movie.
Yeah, you did. And I talked about it with some of my coworkers.
Physically.
Yeah. I talked with some of my coworkers and I'm just like, what happened?
Excuse me.
What happened, man?
Yeah.
And, and they said, oh, that must have been where the movie happened. And I'm like, there was a movie?
There was a movie?
Because for some reason, I've heard about the TV show, but no one has talked about the movie.
Yeah.
I know there were 2 of them. One was worse than the other, but still.
One was better, but...
Not by much.
Not by much.
So, me, who's obstinate, I'm like, I'm going to find this movie and I got to watch it because I don't care if it's bad. I want the lore.
Yeah, you want the storyline.
Yeah, I want the storyline.
Yeah.
I want to not. I don't want to walk into season 6 and Mulder's got like a laser rifle or something, and he's like, "This is my pal Ricky."
Oh, that's funny.
I'm gonna go shoot those mutant potato men.
You're like, where the hell did that come from?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to walk in there and all of a sudden Mulder is having a fist fight with the Terminator in like 3D BC.
Yeah.
Or BCA, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You just want to follow it.
I just want to know what happens.
Sure. No, that's cool.
Or 3 BC, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I have a friend who's acquirer of goods, albeit possibly not of a scrumptious nature.
Yes.
And I asked him, bruh.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for what you've given.
Give me my stuff.
Give me my stuff. Did you watch it?
No, not yet. It hadn't,
Oh, okay.
I think I have it, but then I got caught up in something else because here's what happened. I have a somewhat limited range of interest in a lot of stuff. I mean, the
subject matter changes, but the dynamic between the characters doesn't. You know, Scully is still, what are you talking about, Mulder? Yeah.
Yeah, and Mulder's like, I'm not saying it was aliens. But it was aliens. And that's the whole show.
Dun, 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 dun,
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. It's well written. At least the first iteration of it was. I haven't gotten to the latter half, but I've seen it. I've seen parts of it, and it's like, oh god, they took the wind out of it.
I wasn't completely disappointed.
No.
Kind of like.
I mean, you knew it was going to change drastically.
Kind of like Star Trek fans for the very first Star Trek, the motion picture. You're like,
and then you see the movie, and it's like, what the hell?
Okay, you know,
yeah.
Those are my favorite characters over there.
Oh my god, it's Spock! It's Kirk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
I still say that Star Trek: The Motion Picture is just a souped-up version of the Nomad episode. I'm telling you. That's that episode. Nomad. That's what that movie was. They took that entire episode and said, "Let's make a 2-hour movie based on it."
What's the difference? Well, Kirk's got a hairpiece on.
That's the only difference.
That's the only difference.
And Spock is even more of a butthole.
And there's a bald chick.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was. I don't know.
And God bless you, dudes. I waited so long for that. But
anyway, so while I'm waiting for my friend, who is my friend,
yes,
I was waiting for him to get me the goods, so to speak.
Right.
And I'm just searching through the streaming services, and I'm like, oh my god. I don't know what I like enough to look for it. You know, it's like I like anime. I like some anime, but I like the really extreme stuff. Well, quote unquote extreme stuff, like the Hellsing series, Berserk.
Right.
I don't like the new iteration of Berserk. Shut up, people. That was a disservice. I like, stuff like the Twilight Zone, well, the original black and white, because there was like 2 other versions and those sucked.
How could you not?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I get why they brought it back, but Rod Serling was really the heart of that show.
True.
Supernatural stuff. I like The Mandalorian, but that was in its off season at this particular time.
Yeah.
And I just kept going, oh my god, like, what can I watch?
Yeah.
And then I found something I'd heard about it for years. Heard it ran for like 3 seasons, got canceled.
Yeah.
Everybody threw a fit. I remember the fit that was thrown over the fact it was canceled.
Yeah.
Like petitions being flown everywhere, everyone just making posts on social media and like everywhere. People just losing their minds.
Thunderbolt. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had heard about it, and I'm like, what could warrant such a giant fit that the entire internet in all of its glory decides they're going to focus on this one show, which didn't get renewed. It will never get renewed. I think everyone's moved past it. Definitely.
Maybe.
And I see it on the streaming service, and I go, you know what? Why not?
Why not?
The show in question is the 2011 to 2013 iteration of Hannibal.
Really?
Yes. And by Hannibal, I mean Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. That bitch. Or whatever. Whatever you want to say.
It's a fava bean.
Hey! You shut your mouth. Shut your ass up. Christ. Alright, now, my history with this particular character, the first movie I ever saw was probably Red Dragon.
Really?
I watched it
You
when
didn't
I was
watch
12, and I regret it. Well, no.
Well, yeah, you did stuff like that.
Yeah, I looked up
You
horror
did.
movies on the internet when I shouldn't have.
I tried to shield you as much as possible. You were very
Determined.
Determined is a good word.
I just liked horror. I didn't.
You
Well,
did.
I mean, what were the two?
Always have.
What were the two major book series that you got me to read when I was a kid? There was the Spiderwick Chronicles, and then there was the series of Unfortunate Events.
Lemony Snicket's.
Yeah. They're not horror per se, but
No.
they're definitely not, bippity
Well, I was just
boppity
trying to find something that you would be interested enough to read.
Yeah, and technically for kids media, that was considered dark.
And you were a little more advanced, but
Yeah.
you, as a
I
parent,
read Wrinkle in Time when I was like 10. I still have no idea what that movie
as a
book was
parent,
about.
you're just trying to find that anchor.
Yeah, I get it. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to justify the reason why I looked up horror movies on the internet without your knowledge nor consent.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. What was that? It was American Psycho.
What
was the other one?
No, Misery?
No. There was another one by that guy.
The author of American Psycho?
The author of American Psycho.
I don't know.
I really had some misgivings about giving in to you wanting to read that.
American Psycho?
Yeah.
Read American Psycho, the book, when I was 14 because I heard of the movie, but, couldn't watch the movie. I'm just going to tell you this.
I just hoped.
I'm just going to tell you this.
I just hoped that you were mature enough, and technically you were.
I was, but I'm just going to tell you this, listeners. If you've seen the movie American Psycho with, what the hell is that guy?
Kristen Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale. That's a good movie. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
The book is worse. And I don't mean worse as in, like, it's a lesser quality, but worse as in, oh, there is just some nasty stuff.
And I just had to be as
stuff that Clive Barker wouldn't write about.
As a parent, I just had to be content.
Yeah.
That it didn't mess you up.
No.
In an obvious way.
No.
So,
No, I almost puked reading that book a couple times.
Yeah.
But, I lived.
But you were going to do it with or without my consent.
Correct.
Yes, you were. I know you.
Yeah, you might as well just got me a legal copy.
I know you.
So with Hannibal Lecter, the first movie I watched of that character was Red Dragon. And I liked it. It's a good movie.
And it stars
Ray Fiennes.
Yes.
And who the hell was Will Graham in that movie?
Who?
Will Graham, the main character.
Ed Norton?
Yeah, Ed Norton. I like Ed Norton.
Who is a bitch, but as an actor, is what I mean?
He's a phenomenal actor, but he's this egotistical sumbitch.
Yeah, everybody hates him.
Uh-huh.
They do.
I mean, that's why you don't see him in movies anymore, because no one wants to work with him.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a perfectionist and him.
Yeah, he's on another level.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah.
I would watch anything that he makes.
Oh, yeah. He's a fantastic actor,
everybody
but
works with him and hates him.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy about it?
What?
And this is what I love about Ed Norton.
What?
He knows it.
That's
you
fair.
remember? You remember what the
Bruce Willis
the
roast?
Bruce Willis,
yes.
and they just tore into him, and he was just like,
yeah, because he gets it.
Because he gets it,
As long,
if that's a part of his process that makes him that good, hey, what the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
So initially, I had watched The Red Dragon, and then after that, because it was new at the time, I watched Hannibal Rising, and the only reason I watched that movie was because the main actor in that movie was hot, and that was it. It was literally it. A couple years later, finally got to see Silence of the Lambs because it was on the bucket list. You start getting involved in a horror. You just make a checklist.
Right. That's definitely in the top 10.
I think I saw like the first 5 to 10 minutes of like the movie Hannibal, like just Hannibal, and I think I got distracted by something. Hadn't fully seen it. I heard it wasn't that good.
Was it the one when he's young?
No. Hannibal Rising was when he was young.
Oh, okay.
In continuity of the movies, I think in terms of the Hannibal Lecter movies, there was Hannibal Rising when he's a young guy.
Right.
And then there's Red Dragon, because it kind of shows, because in like the first 5 minutes, it shows how he gets caught.
Right.
and then it's Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
And then after that, it's just Hannibal.
Right. Oh, okay.
And that's it.
Okay. That's the one with Gary Oldman.
Yes.
Okay.
And the dude,
All right.
the dude in the wheelchair,
Yeah,
who I didn't know who that was because that happens a lot.
That's what he does.
Yeah, that's what Gary Oldman does.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll watch this to kind of tide me over until I get the movie. And oh my god, the show Hannibal. Oh my god, I know why they canceled it. Oh Jesus, I haven't gotten into the third season yet. I've watched the first 2 seasons.
Oh, there's a third season?
Yeah, the third season, the last
cool.
one. Hopefully they ended it. Like, because if there's a cliffhanger, I'm going to throw something at the screen.
That's fair.
All right, okay, oh Jesus, oh God, that TV show, it, I don't want to say it broke my brain, because it wasn't Buckaroo Banzai.
No.
Because Buckaroo Banzai broke my brain.
Will break your brain.
That will break your brain. I don't care. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but people who defend it and think it's the greatest thing in science fiction history, you are smoking crack.
Yeah, you need to take your sleeping medicine and go to bed.
Yeah, you need to go somewhere else.
I mean, it's okay. It's
okay.
It's okay.
But no. But anyway, the show Hannibal. Okay, I have divvied up the 2 primary. Not like I said, I haven't seen the 3rd season.
Yeah.
But season 1 and season 2 have very different problems with it. Season 1, the first couple of episodes, okay, it takes 6 episodes for you to go, oh! Like, get invested, I mean.
You know, you gotta be pretty dedicated to wait that far into a series.
Exactly. Because I'm watching the first, personally, now this is like a personal reason, I don't know if it happened to any of the listeners who may have watched it. The first 6 episodes, I'm just sitting there going, okay, where's the shoe gonna drop?
6?
6
Wow.
1-hour episodes.
Man, that's tough.
It takes 6 episodes for you to go, oh,
Oh, 6.
Now here's the thing.
That's tough.
Initially, the beginning half of the first 6 episodes, it was basically kind of like a crime procedural drama thing, kind of like Criminal Minds or NCIS or you know, one of those shows where a crime is committed.
Right.
They bring a team together to investigate it, and through a series of convoluted events, they solve the case. You know, that sort of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that show. I don't like those, because they do them wrong, in my opinion. I'll give you a good example. I basically went from the X-Files to Hannibal.
Yeah.
In terms of having a procedural crime thing, now I know the X-Files, like, oh, it's aliens and ghosts. Listen to me, all right? Because sometimes they would deal with real-world people.
Yeah.
On the X-Files, let's say, I don't know, they're investigating some sort of case. And there's like one person that did it this one time. This one particular episode, there's one person that did it. In the beginning half,
so
when
the storyline begins and ends in the one episode, it doesn't carry on.
No, this is like a Monster of the Week type thing.
Gotcha. Cold check.
So yeah, kind of like cold check.
Yeah.
So what happens is that in this particular X-Files episode, Scully and Mulder, they pop up someplace and they canvass the area. They talk to the locals.
Yeah.
And in a good, well-written, like, whodunit murder mystery or whatever mystery,
yeah,
in my opinion, you will see the perpetrator, but the main characters won't know that's them. So you go through this episode going, you know, was it the sheriff? Was it the sister? Who done it? Yeah, there's an air of suspense and mystery.
Right.
But when they do that on the show Hannibal, like they do that process,
right?
Because the first 6 episodes of season 1 wasn't the only times they did it, but you know, for the sake of argument, whenever they would do that, it would just be like, oh, we found like 3 people strewn across 3 states. But you don't know who the perpetrator. You don't even see who the perpetrator is until like the last half of the episode, like the last 20 minutes.
Okay.
So there's no air of suspense. There's no
Good writing check.
Yeah.
Were the first 5 episodes to establish a backstory?
Basically, I think the first 5 to 6 episodes, it was basically to set up the characters of Will Graham and Hannibal Lecter. But here's the thing. You know who Hannibal Lecter is.
Correct.
Who, if you're watching the show, you know who he is.
As a rule of thumb, yes.
The first 5 to 6 episodes, it's basically mostly spent, setting up Will Graham, who, in the movie Red Dragon...
That's the investigator, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
the primary guy.
Aye.
In the movie Red Dragon, Edward Norton, this is probably the only, in my opinion, this is probably the only role where he did a disservice to the original source. Not that's arguable, but...
Sure.
The original, if I remember being told correctly, the original source, the book, Will Graham is potentially just as crazy as Hannibal Lecter is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a different flavor.
It takes, honestly,
yeah.
It takes crazy people to catch crazy people.
Exactly, and that's what he's for.
I got you.
He's not disturbed, it's just he has a way of solving the crime scenes.
Because if he was normal...
Yeah, he wouldn't be involved.
He wouldn't be involved.
He's portrayed... He's supposed to be kind of unstable, possibly on the spectrum.
You don't always wonder, is that a true dynamic, or is that just something that's fiction?
I ain't too sure.
Yeah, that's worth a show.
Yeah. So, the first 6 episodes, it's kind of setting up Will Graham and his problems. Now, yes, there's influence, but I'm not trying to get into too much spoilers. Too much spoilers.
Right.
And like I said, the first 6 episodes, there's like no tension really, except for any interactions between Lecter and Will Graham.
In other words, you have to really enjoy the genre.
Yes,
if you didn't enjoy the genre, you'd turn it halfway through the first episode.
Exactly. So, in my opinion, that kind of helped. What kind of pushed it towards cancellation,
right,
was the fact that if it wasn't Hannibal Lecter and Will Graham's interactions that gripped you, the poor writing with the procedural stuff won't.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
I mean, they basically, in my opinion, they just presented a bunch of gore without any substance for the first 6 episodes of season 1. And I hate that. Or rephrase that. I don't mind it. I just have to be in the right frame of mind for it. And if you're trying to write something for like Hannibal Lecter, who is this intelligent sociopath or psychopath, whatever, I'm not a psychologist.
Sure. You
kind of need to write a little bit more intelligently to fit the genre.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Well, unless you've already been hired to. How many episodes were in the first season?
Think about 12 or 13.
So if you know that you're going to get 12 or 13 episodes, regardless of how bad or good it is,
that might have been the problem.
You're just going to wing it.
Yeah. Not only that, but the first season, the only people I cared about were Will and Lecter.
Yeah.
Because there's side characters, there's like the
that relationship is established prior to the series. So yeah. So
here's the thing, all the side characters, you don't care.
I get it, yeah.
Like Lawrence Fishburne.
They did themselves a disservice.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Like Lawrence Fishburne is on this series, and I don't care. The lady, who the hell? Oh, one of the people from Firefly is in this show, and I don't care. Hang on, who the hell was she? It's been so long.
It's not the main character, is it?
No, not Nathan Fillion. It was the what the hell's her name? Cast Firefly. I feel bad for Firefly. Zoe from Firefly. The warrior, the soldier lady.
Right.
She's in Hannibal, and I don't care.
Right.
They've made it so I didn't care. And I'm like, she's dealing with some heavy-duty stuff. Why do I not care? That is when I went, oh no. I'm telling you, the saving grace of the first season is it picks up in the back half. And let's be honest, the 2 lead roles, Will and Lecter, those guys, they carry that damn show, the first season. And then in the latter half of the season, it really heats up, has like a really good conclusion. And then it goes into season 2.
Mm.
And season 2 was really the one where, let's see. If season 1 kind of left me going, okay, it was something. You know, season 1. Season 1's not always the best.
Huh?
Yeah, huh? Whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I
you have to really enjoy the genre to.
I enjoyed the acting. I will say that.
Usually, season 1 is learning to gel,
yes.
development,
yes.
character.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
The arc. Yeah, sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
Nothing at all.
No.
Yeah, I enjoyed the acting. I felt the direction was pretty solid. Like I said, first half there was like no tension when they were trying to catch those serial killers. It's like, bruh, give me something. No, don't just flash back to Lecter's office. I don't care.
Yeah.
Actually, I do, but I don't.
That's taking advantage of an established audience.
It is. Really, I did get that vibe a little bit.
Yeah. You lazy bastards.
Yeah, exactly. So in the second, okay, so if the first season kind of left me, it can let me a little disappointed. Well, not, but I was going, you know what? I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna allow this to progress.
Sure.
See what you do.
Because you wanted it.
I wanted it to progress.
You wanted it to turn into something watchable.
Yeah, I liked the movies. I thought Mads Mikkelsen.
The original episode, the pilot episode, was there a good hook to make you stay?
I thought so.
Really? Okay.
It was okay.
Right.
You know?
That's cool.
I thought it was all right.
All right.
You know, the guy playing Lecter, Mads Mikkelsen. I don't know how the hell to say his last name.
Murph.
I'm sorry. No, he's I believe he's Danish, so he's fine. He's fine. He did wonderful, actually. Like I said, I was willing to give it another shot to continue doing to continue to season 2. Season 2, however, that was when the brain breakage started to happen.
Yeah.
Because whereas in the first season they seem to have either held back, or they didn't put enough effort into it. Season 2, the writer staff went, all right, everyone.
Yeah.
Hang on. The writing staff for season 2 of Hannibal went, all right, we've been locked into this room. Everyone is paid $2 and 5 grams of cocaine. Now let's write the greatest show in history.
Woo! Get off the table, man. Yeah.
I'm dead serious. In season 2, there have been times when it, obviously there's tension. You're like, ooh, what's Lecter gonna do now? But that's kind of the nature of it.
Sure.
There have been times where it went from 0 to 100 in the span of one episode. One episode, Will is like, talking to a side character, and then he talks to he gets in contact with like someone on the outside who's also a serial killer, and Will's like, I need you to do this thing. Yeah. And the serial killer's like, oh, no problem, bro. I got you. My dude. Whatever. And then he does it in the same episode. And I'm like, oh, whoa. What did you just do? And people who've watched the show, you know what I'm talking about. The prison assassin. I'm talking about that episode. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It went from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. And it's like, whoa. This guy didn't have to try so hard. But he did anyway.
You think they set you up?
I don't know what happened.
Just lame, and then all of a sudden, bang.
I don't know. Well, obviously, they must have had some kind of feedback from someone to kick it up a notch. But their version of kicking it up a notch is just straight up, oh, hey, I need to do a thing. Okay, I'm gonna just go try to murder the main character. Oh, wow. It just, and the other half.
Right.
Like I said, I'm not trying to give too many spoilers. It was just, hey, wait a fucking minute. And there are other moments in that episode too. Again, spoilers, but the other thing that just absolutely it didn't take the tension away,
Yeah.
but it just made me confused. Because here's the thing, the whole point of the Hannibal Lecter movies,
Yeah.
especially Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs, especially Red Dragon, is the fact that Hannibal Lecter is in jail. Like, he's in a type of jail where he doesn't have a window.
Right.
He has no access to the outside.
Nope.
Instead of bars, he has a glass wall. You know, for like no privacy, nothing. You know?
Yeah.
But
he's completely under surveillance.
Yeah, completely under surveillance, 24 hours, 7 days a week. But he still finds ways to screw with everyone else. You know? Because that was what made him dangerous, was the fact that he could be incarcerated, but he still presents a huge threat to anybody.
Right. Oh, I mean, they established
that was where the tension was.
They was like, don't give him too much information. Don't share too much information.
Yeah, don't give him pens. Don't give him anything.
Don't talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'd go in there and take a club.
Yeah.
And beat him senseless.
Yeah, exactly. But that's where the tension came from.
Yeah.
But in season 2, when they tried to emulate that, the fact that he was like this, this mastermind. All right, here's the thing. There's being smart.
Yeah. There's
being educated, well-read, well-spoken, that kind of smart.
Yes, quite.
Then there's what the hell's that guy's name? Like Sparaski level chess player.
Oh, Spassky.
Spassky, excuse me.
Boris Spassky.
Yeah. Bobby Fischer. Wait, is it
Bobby? Yes.
Yeah, Bobby Fischer. There's like that type of chess player strategist.
Yes.
Then there's 4D chess with Spock.
4D.
Specifically 4D chess.
4D. Yes.
Then there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter somehow invented 5D chess in season 2.
Did he have access to the script notes?
You know what? I think the answer is yes. Because there was some stuff.
Did they elaborate on that? Are they trying to?
I don't know.
No, but did they establish a pattern, pre-order prior to the event?
Yes, they did establish that he is extraordinarily cunning, a master manipulator, a strategist like you wouldn't believe.
Right.
But there's a difference between being this cunning.
But is it plausible?
That's what I'm about to get to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if it's not plausible.
That's exactly what happened in season 2. Like, there were times when Lecter would be this cunning, intelligent psychopath. He would just manipulate people into doing whatever he wanted, just for the sake of seeing what happened.
Right.
He even says that. The reason he screws with people, even though he doesn't need to, he's wanted to see what happened. He said that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
Well, I mean, if you have a megalomaniac kind of
personality. Yeah. But here's the thing. There's a difference between being this master strategist manipulator and having a predictive algorithm for a brain.
True.
And in season 2, that happened.
Well.
Like, there's this one person, he had her locked up for 2 years, like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Because she figured out who he was.
Right.
So Lecter kept this chick under wraps for 2 years. Yeah. And I don't know if this was the sole purpose, because they don't explain what the original purpose was if this wasn't it. And he basically twists her into using her to implicate someone else as his patsy.
Right.
This was a plan 2 years in the making before he met the main character, Will Graham and Jack. And I'm like, hey, whoa, wait a damn minute.
All right.
Wait a damn minute. You mean to tell me he... what kind of psychic energy does Lecter have in order to plan this? And don't even get me started on the latter half of season 2, because I'm just
bullshit.
Huh?
Are you calling bullshit?
I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on at least the chick with the 2 years in like some sort of well or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm at minimum calling bullshit on that.
All right.
The season finale,
Is there another season coming?
Yeah. There's like the 3rd season, and then it was canceled.
Oh, canceled.
Yeah, it was canceled.
Oh,
no,
okay.
this isn't
well,
recent.
then that means they couldn't.
They couldn't take it any further.
They couldn't write themselves out of the corner
Yeah.
they had put themselves in doing that.
Yeah, because I straight up.
And that's what happens to a lot of really good. There was a Carnival.
Oh yeah.
Which was on. Yeah.
What happened on that show?
They wrote themselves into a corner and they couldn't get out.
That's a
They
shame.
couldn't plausibly get out, and when they tried to, they couldn't make it plausible, and people quit watching.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's human nature right
No,
there.
I get
you
it.
have to. It has to be plausible.
Yeah.
It can be far-reaching.
Yeah, I think that was probably what helped kill that show was the fact that
that'll do it.
Was the fact that Lecter was essentially he I don't want to say that moment helped jump the shark with the lady being
jump the shark
with that chick being in the captured
that
for 2 years.
is a legitimate dynamic.
Yes.
We used to joke about it, but yeah,
that's legit.
When a series, movie, especially a series,
oh yeah,
when they quote unquote jump the shark.
It's
that's
time.
It.
Yeah, it's time to go.
As a general rule of thumb, that's it.
Yeah, it's time to go.
And the only way to pull yourself out of that is to bring in new blood.
But that's it.
And you might extend it for a season or 2, maybe 3.
Excuse me.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's the natural order of things.
No, I get it. I just watched that and I'm like, wait a damn minute.
Yeah, because you spent time anticipating the transition.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden they jump the shark and you're like, what the was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Yeah. What I mean by it wasn't like something extraordinary per se. It was just, it took Hannibal from being someone who was theoretically a human being. You know, someone with a flaw,
right?
Something that could easily, at some point, could have been exploited to catch him.
Relatability, even though you might not be able to relate to somebody that intellectual, quote unquote, intellectual.
No, you may not be able to relate,
but you can't relate to magic.
Yeah, you can't relate to basically a robot.
Yeah,
that took him from being like this really intelligent person to essentially something like a force of nature. You can't empathize with weather.
No, you can't. Not for an extended series. Anyway. No, you can do an episode or 2, maybe a season, but that's it.
Because I saw that, and I'm like, I saw this happen, and I'm like, okay, if he was able to somehow just 5D chess his way into this situation and then back out of it.
Right.
2 years prior to the event actually happening. Like, before he even knew that he had the problem. There's a difference between playing the long game.
Right.
Like, you're trying to make a situation happen, but you know that the situation has to take place, and playing the long game.
Yeah.
And then there's like, I don't know what I would use this for, so I'm just going to hold on to it because I know what's going to happen regardless. You don't know what's going to happen, bruh.
No, you don't.
And that's when I just went, oh, okay. It took me from, okay, eventually they're going to find something to catch him. And then it took me to, oh, there's no way they're going to catch him.
Right.
If he's able to pull some kind of move like that, it took the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, it takes all the tension out of it.
Yeah, because now, at the latter half of the season, I'm just like, okay, let's see what kind of crazy...
walk on water? Oh, well, he's Jesus.
Clearly.
Click.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, the last half of season 2, I just kept forwarding through it because I'm like, okay, I'm just going to forward to the really intense stuff and just keep going.
Yeah.
Because I will finish what I started.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I have no idea what season 3 is going to have, but yeah, that was about it. And then in the season finale, someone who you thought was dead is not dead.
Oh, they turned it into a soap opera.
I don't know.
Well, when dead people start showing back up with these,
And then she dies again.
Well, what they're trying to do is they take these convoluted plot paths to re-energize semi-popular characters.
Yeah.
And then if it's not done well enough, then that's the death knell. It's done.
I don't. Yeah. Someone that you thought,
and hey, I mean, you're just a critic and a troll.
Whatever.
Whatever. But that, I mean, there's a process. Once it becomes unrelatable,
then there's really.
I mean, you watch Superman to watch Superman.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, but because you can't identify with Superman,
well,
only when
not only that, but
Clark Kent, but you know.
Not only that, but Superman, the quality of Superman depends on who's writing for them.
True.
You know, you have to give Superman humanistic qualities in order to identify
that
with
is
him.
exactly what Clark Kent is.
Yes.
You have to have that human relatability, that vulnerability, so to speak.
Yes. And they basically stripped Lecter of that. I mean, they try to bring it back with him talking about his
because if they turn him into an unstoppable force.
They basically turned him into an unstoppable force.
And then you're like, well, there's,
Yeah, then you just start forwarding through episodes going like, I'm just going to watch it for like the gore because there's no substance anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just see all the crazy ways Lecter... Oh, and he's a ninja too! He's a ninja!
Oh.
There's this one part, I swear, oh my god,
it's too funny. Then it gets campy.
Yeah, and then
Well, I mean, if you don't start out campy and then you get campy, that's bad. That's bad.
Okay.
I love camp.
Oh, I love camp
camp, but you can't. Yeah, you can't. You can't get there if you don't start there.
Okay, here's the thing. I kept going. Okay, so intellectually, he's like it.
Yeah.
Like this man could take over the world type of intellectual.
Sure.
He would take over the world and he would do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of supervillains, they don't do it.
Correct.
He could do it.
He could do it, yeah.
Intellectually, I'm thinking that. Okay, so what if?
What?
I start thinking in the back of my mind, like, what if his primary weakness is he put all of his eggs in one basket, and if you fought him hand to hand, like legit hand to hand, he would falter. They kind of show this in season 1 where he is attacked by someone in season 1.
Really?
Yeah, like legit attacked by someone. Someone sends a killer after a killer in season 1, or the killer finds Lecter.
Right.
And this
like an assassin?
Not an assassin, just some random maniac.
Oh, okay.
Who figures out that Lecter's also a killer.
Hey, you pay me $5,000 to take this guy out. Kind of like that.
No. He's just some random maniac who figures out that Lecter is a killer.
Oh,
and he's like, hey, I'm gonna kill you.
I got some money in my savings account.
And he goes after Lecter, and this is in season 1. Right. He goes after Lecter with like garrote wire, and he's just like whipping it around, and Lecter's in his office, and he's like on the defensive.
Wait a minute. So he's like...
there is a fight scene!
No. Prior to the fight scene, so he's kind of...
Prior to the fight scene...
He's kind of showing off his skill with this wire prior to applying it to its main purpose.
No, it has to do with how he kills people.
Oh, his style?
Yeah, his thing, his shtick.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing.
So you're actually happy when he dies?
Yes.
Because he gets on your nerves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
I got you.
So, but here's the thing. In that fight scene, it shows Lecter basically on the defensive. Because this guy has a weapon.
What are they trying to develop sympathy for this? The
Lecter?
For Lecter?
Yes.
Oh, that's not cool.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I had no problem with that.
Right.
Because at first I was really excited.
Yeah, because I mean it adds to the legend. Ooh, he's unstoppable. They send somebody to kill him, and he kills the killer.
No. What I meant was, or what I mean is that I was excited because, like I said, I thought from my experience, I thought that Lecter would have been kind of like a glass cannon.
Yeah.
Where he can throw power, but if you try to hit him, he would crumble.
Okay.
Not only that, but the character-wise, the guys like
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Character-wise, the guys like in his 40s or 50s,
right?
Probably not the best time. You want to get into a random fight to the death with somebody, you know?
Well, I mean, you have
prime.
to be careful when you do stuff like that because you have to leave You have, what did you talk about? There has to be a certain vulnerability.
Yeah, and I thought that was his vulnerability. The fact that he could physically not really fend for himself.
Did he dominate, or did he almost die?
He almost died.
Okay, well, if you're going to do that, that's the way you got to do it.
But in season 2, they made him a ninja.
A ninja.
Not an actual ninja, but what I
Okay.
mean is, he's in his office, he's like drawing something,
Right.
and then all these dudes converge. Now he loses, but all these dudes converge on him. But like three,
That's adding a lot of sympathy for somebody that you really
shouldn't have
really
sympathy
shouldn't
with.
have sympathy for.
No, but that's how I guess
that's
weird.
That's tough.
Exactly.
That's tough.
So what happens is in season 2, the change goes from these 3 people
Right.
are like they break into his office and they're converging with him and he's like, "Hey, you need to come with us."
Right.
And Lecter's like, no,
No.
I'm not coming with you. Get out of my office." He's more eloquent than that, but that's
I'm calling the cops. Not really.
Yeah, not really. And he picks up a scalpel and he like ducks one dude who like tries to hit him with a
scalpel?
Yeah.
He just has a random scalpel.
He
in
uses
his
it to
desk
sharpen
drawer.
his pencils, apparently.
All
Don't ask
right.
me these questions.
Did they establish that prior to that episode?
Oh yeah, they did.
Okay.
They totally established that.
No. Okay. All right. That's cool. That works.
They established Lecter used to be like a surgical doctor.
Yeah,
He's a psychiatrist.
No,
now.
that's cool. I mean,
He's
you
good with
just can't just
knives.
whip something like that
No,
out and go,
no.
"Hey, look what I got in my pocket."
Yeah,
no,
they
doesn't
established.
work.
Yeah,
Okay,
they established
all right.
he's
No,
good
that's
with
cool.
knives because he cooks and Yeah, exactly. And
Us cut ourselves a lot.
Yes.
I got Band-Aids in my kitchen.
yes.
Yeah.
So he like ducks under and slashes this one dude, and then he does some sort of weird Street Fighter move where he like ducks down, swivels on his back, and cuts him up up his
some
body.
Matrix stuff.
Like some no, like some kung fu stuff where
Oh.
he I'm sure you've seen in you've seen in action movies where the character will like duck onto the floor and like swivel on their back.
Yeah, but
in
if
order
you're
to
not
kick somebody.
if you're not visually Asian, you don't get that default.
Hey,
the audience does not give you that default. Okay, you have to. It's like Batman. You have to see him in the monastery training.
But that's the thing. You don't see him in the monastery training.
Okay.
He just
no, that doesn't work.
Yeah,
No,
he
that
just
doesn't
whips. He just whips out, and he's like, "Hey, guess what I can do, motherfucker?" He spins on the ground, cuts somebody, and the only reason he loses that fight is
Oh, that's terrible.
the only reason
That's
Lecter
awful.
loses that fight
Yeah.
is someone was smart enough to bring a taser. And they tased Lecter to make him stop killing people.
Okay, that is a really inappropriate plot device right there. That's bad.
They
That's
tased him.
lazy.
They tased him twice.
Oh.
The first time stuns him, obviously,
Yeah.
but then he kind of
Shakes it off.
he shakes it off a little bit just to
Yeah.
say something smart.
Oh.
And then they tase him again to knock him out, and I'm like, "Hey, that's not how tasers
No,
work."
That's not cool, man.
Yeah, it just completely between
There's too much coffee in that writer's room.
too much cocaine in that writer's
Too much
cup.
cocaine. You know what'd be cool, man? He pulls a taser out of his sock. Oh, crap. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you can see, when you see stuff like that, you know that you're just like, oh,
and you know what?
I really like this show, but
Yeah.
that right there,
That was
that's
dumb.
a killer right
Yeah,
there.
that was dumb.
Yeah,
and you know
that's
what
bad.
the insulting part of that was?
Yeah.
Like 5 to 10 minutes later, Will and Hannibal are basically being held hostage by this other dickhead.
Oh, there's like okay.
You remember Gary Oldman's character in
Yes,
Hannibal?
yes,
The guy in
yes.
the wheelchair
Yes.
disfigured?
Yes.
This character is introduced in season 2 before he's disfigured.
Right.
So that guy,
Oh,
V'ger,
that guy.
V'ger. So he's now the rampaging
Okay,
maniac.
That definitely. Well, that gives it a.
They're trying to weave
backstory,
continuity.
but that's.
Yeah. So
that's
they
bad.
bring V'ger into it, and after seeing Lecter basically be a ninja and get tased twice in order to put him down, and he still kills like one of them too, because of course he does. So Will and Lecter are being held hostage, and then Oh God, I forget what happened. I think for
Well,
some
that's
reason.
crazy because even when he's a prisoner in the Silence of the Lamb, he's still not incapacitated.
Yeah, no, he's not.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's really tough.
That's a big bridge trying to get across right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, because the way in the movies, the way Lecter gets out of usually physical confrontations is he's clever about it.
Yeah, he's clever.
He circumvents the whole thing, so he doesn't have to physically fight, or he fights his opponent at a disadvantage.
Yes.
But this is like 3-on-1, and he did some ninja kung fu crap.
Oh, that's crap. No,
Yeah, that would
work.
Yeah, and
that's jumping the shark.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
was jumping the shark.
Yeah.
And the thing that insulted me the most was Will and Lecter are being held hostage at like this particular, like, I don't know. I'm sure if you remember Hannibal, there was like the guy had like pigs to eat people. They're at that place.
Yeah.
Where they're basically gonna feed Will and Lecter to the pigs because of course
in the sauce.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So what ends up happening is yeah, I know. What ends up happening is that I think Will goes to try to cut Hannibal's throat because Viger is, this chaotic, spoiled rich kid.
Yeah, technically. Yes.
Yeah, technically. And then they knock him out. I forget exactly what the reasoning was. Maybe he just was too slow. But they knock Will out. And when he wakes up, Lecter is gone. Because he was in a straitjacket being held up by rope. Because they were going to put him in the pit.
Right.
And when Will wakes up, Lecter is gone. And there's blood everywhere. Everywhere. There was like 5 people.
He like kills other people but doesn't kill Will.
Yeah. And you don't see him do that. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. He just did some ninja bullcrap in the last scene.
He took out 5 people.
He took out 5 people in this scene, but we don't see it. We just see the aftermath of it.
Yeah, that's circling the drain right there.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited for season 3 because I'm wondering how far are they going to push this envelope?
Hey, you get into that buckaroo bonsai kind of mode and start pushing the envelope. Man, what the fuck? Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Why not? Probably be, people, he's probably a Martian from another planet.
I don't know. Ugh. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. That's my bad. That's what they do, and I'm not,
Yeah, in the season finale, along with the chick being alive, but, he thought she was dead,
Yeah.
Lecter has another face-off against another person.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to slam into a door to get to him.
He's not that type of character.
He's not supposed to be that type of character.
He's not, he's not that commando Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
I get to you.
Like I said, I initially thought that what they should have done was, okay, you can have the mastermind 5D chess playing.
But you gotta stay with that.
Because you just turned him into a ninja.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Because in the end...
you have to establish that early if you're gonna do it.
Very early. That he, takes martial arts or something.
Pull that out. No, that's crap.
Yeah, I would have believed if Lecter took Tai Chi and,
Sure.
Something.
Oh, yeah, Tai Chi would have been perfect.
Something.
Dim Mak, absolutely.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Something.
Yeah.
Something. But no, in the season finale, he's trying to get after someone who's locked themselves in, this cupboard or pantry or whatever, and Lecter's covered in blood, he has a knife in each hand, and he's trying to slam into the door with his shoulder. I mean, running start, poof!
It's hard to establish.
And it's like, really? Guys.
Establish an intellectual... stone cold physical combat killer.
Exactly.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough.
That's tough. They should have done.
Because once again, you go into that. You've explained that to me with that dynamic where the antagonist is invulnerable.
Yes.
You can't beat him regardless of what you do.
So this is a case of
weaknesses.
Yeah, this is the case of the antagonist being invulnerable, having no weaknesses.
Right. I mean, and that takes all the tension out of everything.
Exactly.
That takes absolutely the air out of the balloon every time. Every time.
Yes. If the protagonist is invulnerable, has no weaknesses, you can't relate to that person.
No,
You're basically just watching a Greek epic.
Yeah.
You're watching Zeus go
and you
and
enjoy
smoke
it for what
someone.
it is, maybe.
Yeah. But if the antagonist is invulnerable, has no weaknesses, then it's like, this is pointless.
Yes, pointless. Click.
Yeah, click.
Yeah.
And that's probably what helped kill the show.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't know if I honestly have no. I don't know how you would theoretically fix it, other than you just give yourself the restriction of Lecter cannot engage in a fight, and if he were to engage in a physical confrontation,
Right.
he has to lose, and he has to almost die.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has to. If he was to attack someone physically, he has to be clever.
You have to
about
give him.
it.
He has to have a weakness.
Yes.
If he doesn't have a weakness, you can't relate to him at all.
Yeah, exactly.
At all.
So that is my current review of Lecter. Holy crap, we've
Hannibal?
gone on way too long.
Hannibal.
The show Hannibal. That is my current review. I'm going to watch season 3. And,
We might turn this into 2 episodes.
well, we are going to film another one in a couple days.
Yes,
so.
we are.
So I'll probably turn it into part 2, just have a little bit extra. I'll just binge watch it all tomorrow or something.
Sure.
I got nothing else better to do.
I gotta go to work.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm tired
Yeah.
because I've been screaming for the past hour.
Woo!
Yeah, we had a pretty heavy first half, but in the third, but in the second,
release a lot of tension.
yeah, I needed to release a lot of tension because I had been holding on to that for days. The fact that the first season was kind of slow, a little bit uninteresting in the first half, and in the second season, Lecter is this unstoppable mastermind ninja who has a predictive algorithm for a brain.
Yeah.
He's basically a robot. He's a mobile Hal. That make sense?
Yes.
I know it makes sense
An
to you.
infallible Hal.
Exactly.
Even Hal
was fallible.
was fallible.
Exactly.
I mean, it was a technical thing, but
Yeah, still. But,
I'm going to disconnect your battery.
yeah.
Yeah,
Except you can't,
it's like the Death Star. It's got the one weakness. It has to have that.
Something.
Okay.
You give the audience something.
You have to give the audience something.
At this point, what I'm expecting for season 3, my prediction for Hannibal season 3 is obviously Will lives. I know he does.
Sure.
For people who've seen it.
Sure.
I think that they're just let's see, what I would do was somehow figure out how to basically shoot him from across the country. Because that seems to be the only thing that would work. But no, we can't shoot him from across the map.
No.
We gotta capture him. He has to face justice because that's what happens in the movies. We gotta put him in the jail cell with the mask.
Yeah,
because that's iconic.
You have to.
So, in my opinion, in a real life scenario, if I was going to
people want justice, and dead on
Yes.
sight is not justice for people. No, they can't.
But
They
here's the
won't like
thing.
that at all.
Here's the
Fans
thing.
won't like that at all.
No, I get that. And from a
Yeah.
writing standpoint, I get that. But from a real life perspective, I would much rather have a mass murderer killed on sight than brought to a court if you had that option, personally.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, they won't face court justice. And if you're spiritual, they might face justice in the afterlife. But think of it from this perspective. If they're dead,
Yeah.
they can't kill anyone else again. In my opinion, if you can't bring them to the court, if you can't bring them to the law, that's good enough.
Yeah.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
That's like the participation award for justice.
Here's your trophy.
Exactly. So, personally, in real life, if I was to be sent after
That's a great dynamic. We should explore that.
Really?
Yeah.
Or death in the afterlife?
No. Death. Here's your participation trophy bullet. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I'll see you in hell.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if I was to be sent after some intelligent psychopath who... Ninja. If I were Jack and Will on the show in real life, I would have been like, okay, I'm going to call every favor from the FBI, the CIA, NSA, Secret Service,
the PTA.
the PTA. I'm going to be calling favors. I'm going to be calling relatives. I'm going to be paying people off. I'm going to talk to the mafia.
Oh, that's awful.
We have got to put this guy in the dirt.
The bane of Western civilization.
Exactly.
You should run for president. But anyway.
You chill with that.
Oh.
So that is what I would do.
A long path.
That's what I would do. I would just be like, okay, we're just going to put this guy in the ground as quickly and efficiently as humanly possible. All right, I've gone on long enough. I had to.
Yep.
And like I said, just holding on to that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm tired. All right. Jesus, this was a long one.
Yep.
Nah, keep it one episode.
All right.
Or keep this as one video or audio.
Sure.
Just let it go. It's okay to have a 2-hour episode every now and again. All right. Well, that's it, folks.
Yeah.
I was your host, Bel-E.
And I was Scratch, your co-host.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Bye.